Hey YouTube, this is Archangel for Truth, and today I'm talking to you about the Declaration of Independence. Is it a legal document? Now, the reason why I'm addressing this issue is because there are individuals who will actually claim that the Declaration of Independence is not a legal document. And so, ultimately, how do we establish whether or not the Declaration of Independence is or is not a legal document? Well, the way we do this is by understanding the process in which the Declaration of Independence was established. So, in the United States government, you have three separate branches. You have the judiciary, you have the executive, and then you have the legislature. And the legislature is what consists of the Congress. And the Congress ultimately exists as two separate entities. One is the House of Representatives, and the other is the Senate. And so, for any document being established as legal, it has to be ratified by the Congress. And so any document that they should ratify, therefore, does in fact become legal, a legal document. So, a little history on the Declaration of Independence is that on July 2nd of 1776, that Congress had voted to declare its independence from England, and it was 2 days later that this declaration was ratified in text by John Dunlop, who was the official printer to Congress, and therefore he made about 200 copies of this Declaration of Independence, of which one of those copies, of course, would eventually reach the King of England, King George, and ultimately America thus, or the United States thus, ratified the document and declared their independence all at the same time. Now, this is very important because for those who will say or will claim that the Declaration of Independence is not a legal document, they have no basis for that statement, because the Constitution was ratified in the same manner that the Declaration of Independence was ratified. And so, in fact, it was even more difficult for the Constitution to be ratified than the Declaration of Independence to be ratified. And so, ultimately, the question as to whether or not the Declaration of Independence is a legal document, it is in fact a legal document, by virtue of the fact that Congress, under its Article 1 enumerated powers, ratified the document, and thus, by doing so, it became a legal document. So, for all those naysayers and individuals who will claim that it's not a legal document, ask them to provide you their proof of where they get this idea from that it's not a legal document. All they'll be doing is repeating what they've been told or they've heard from somebody else. Because when it comes to really determining whether or not it's a legal document, the very fact that Congress ratified it established it as such. So don't believe the lies that individuals will claim that it's not a legal document. It is a legal document. It was ratified by the Congress, and once it was ratified, it became such. And so the reason why I bring this up is because of the fact that there are people that want the Declaration of Independence to not to be accepted, because ultimately what that does is it really deals with individual, inalienable, sovereign rights. And ultimately, the individuals that are typically against the legitimacy of the Declaration of Independence, they are the ones that are also against, or they would be in preference towards individuals being forced to be part of a governmental system. And so these individuals will deny things like sovereignty, individual sovereignty, things like inalienable rights. They'll deny these. They'll say that these things were established by men and that people don't have inalienable rights given to them by God. And ultimately, they are there to drive an agenda. Now, the reason why, again, this is also very important is because the Declaration of Independence, at its founding, established a doctrine called the consent of the governed. And why that's important is because what that means is that it's up to us if we wish to give our consent to the government, and it's up to us if we decide whether or not we wish to pull that consent away. Now, individuals will balk at this because they'll say, well, then you're just going to have people doing whatever they want. Well, ultimately, the Declaration of Independence showed the purpose for government. And the purpose for government, as so stipulated, was for the purpose of protecting our rights. It wasn't for the purpose of establishing what our rights are. And so, in our current system, or in the current way things are done today, not at its founding, but today, things are backwards. And unfortunately to say, a huge part of that problem is actually within the Supreme Court itself. But that will be for another video that I will do, an explanation about that. But ultimately, again, we go back to the founding of this nation and the founding established documents, and the Declaration of Independence was one of them. And it totally ratified by the Congress. So yes, it is a legal document. And don't listen to anyone who says otherwise. So Please like and share this video. And I'm going to end it here. And I'm going to say to you, God bless you and take care.